Oh, shit. Oops. Oh, there we go. I don't know if that made a difference, but it made me feel better. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I should have left all those ones up. Oh well. I was looking up new vape cartridges today. There was a shitload of awesome shit. And I'm speaking that from the ones I've already bought from. But I found another couple that I'm like, whoa, I gotta try that shit. It wasn't because of the name, it was just because of volume. Like the ones I get, they're like 2.25 grams. So 2.25. I found ones that were 3 grams, and then one that was like 4.5 grams or something like that. And they didn't have like a glass container at the top. They were like all plastic. I thought that was pretty cool. I think they had a little glass window or whatever, plastic or glass window or something like that. And they were still the same price. Like they were all relatively within like $5 of each other. But I'm not about to order them right now. I need to spend money on different shit still. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta call them. Fuck. Getting a new bank card sucks ass, man. Like, you gotta end up, like, you end up getting, like, you're gonna be delinquent on your payment notices. And then all of a sudden it's a scramble, like, fuck, I gotta call these people, we gotta update my banking information, and blah, 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 blah. Because most of these were all on auto pay, so I never talked to them. Like, just every month they just send you an email and they're just like, we just took this much money out of your bank account. Thanks for your payment. And you're just like, okay, like, sweet. The phone's a weird one though. Because most people, like, I've had a phone bill forever. Like, I had a phone bill before, shit, where I lived, which was a pretty fucking big ass suburb of Pittsburgh. I was probably one of the 1% that actually had a cell phone at one point. Like, nobody had a fucking cell phone. Like, out of like anybody that I knew, nobody had a fucking cell phone. But I did. Because I had a beeper. Like, I always thought a beeper was cool. And I got a beeper, and I had a beeper for a few years. And then whenever I was like, I've been working, and like, actually, like, I live with my parents, so I'm not spending money on much except for like my insurance and, um, food when I go out, like concerts and, all this other bullshit that I didn't need to be spending money on. I was like, fuck it. I'll get me a cell phone. Which actually made me the responsible one because then my parents could always get in contact with me. Um, my sister could always get in contact with me. So when she needed a ride, she'd call me and be like, I know like you're working, but when you're done, can you pick me up at this guy's house and like take me to my other friend's house? It was kind of a pain in the ass, but I was like the responsible one. What the fuck was I going with that? Where the fuck was I going with that? Was something stupid about his fucking cell phone. With the billing. So I know about like because back then I think I got no, I was gonna say it was 100 minutes, but I think it was 500 minutes for $100. It was $100. I had to buy the phone. I think I had to pay insurance on the phone, which ended up working out great for me because I had a tendency back then of like when I was driving, I had a 5-speed, which was weird because it was a 5-speed 4-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee. And between the shifter for the 5-speed and the shifter for the transfer case, there was like this little indentation where my phone fit perfect. And not only that, but it was like right down there, like low. but it was like within sight. So whenever your phone would go off, like it wasn't even the noise that got you. Like it'd be nighttime, and like your phone would just light up, and you just see these bunch of lights light up down below, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" And look down, it would be like so and so calling, or usually it would be the number. It wouldn't be like Mike S is calling, or shit like that, because fuck that phone. Yeah, it was my very first phone. I think it had 99 contacts that you could put into it. Not 100, 99. I'm pretty sure I had them all full too. Because that was one of the things, like, but I had a tendency of, like, I'd be talking on my phone and I would hang up, and I would, like, instead of putting it in its awesome little spot in the truck, I would just, like, set it on my lap. And we'd be, like, going to the mall, because we would go to the mall all the time back in the day. And I remember that. Well, mall, Walmart, shit like that. And I remember so many times going to get out of my vehicle. I open up the fucking door, go to get out, my phone's in my lap, it falls down, and my foot is coming out of the car and fucking kicks it across the parking lot. And it's like rolling through like water and slush and snow and all kind of shit. That happened a bunch of times before it actually went out. And then I took it to it was a Sprint PCS. Like, that was before they lost the PCS. What was PCS? What did that mean? Like, personal communication service? That's the best I can come up with. But anyway, I took it to them, and they were like, yeah, your phone's dead. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured that, because it doesn't work. But they had some machine that they could hook up, download all my contacts from my phone, because that's all you had on your phone. It was only contacts. There was no other options that you could do with your phone back then. And they would download all your contacts onto like their computer type thing, I assume. I don't know. I didn't see it happen, but they explained it to me, and I was just like, oh, I don't know. That's like way above my pay grade. But anyway, they took it off your old phone, put it on your new phone. Fuck, they probably sent it off to like an NSA data. Well, there was no NSA at that time, but some like FBI database back then. Like, here's all his contacts, all the people he knows, which would not be a good thing back then. Nowadays, whatever. You can look through, anybody can look through my phone. I don't give a shit. There's nothing on my phone that I would be ashamed of. There's a few things that may be considered personal, but at the same time, I wouldn't give a shit if they came out. I'm not gonna fucking talk about them, but that was just, what do they call that? Hypochondriac. That's just me being a hypochondriac. Like, what happens if this is going on with you? Like, oh my God, I might have cancer. Like, oh yeah. But like at first, when I got this phone, I like this phone company so much better than any other phone company I've ever had. They've been the coolest fucking phone company ever. They're tightening up a little bit and not being as cool, but they're still pretty fucking cool. Like, what was it, 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that? I didn't have a job, and I was getting right to the end of where they were like getting mad that I didn't send a payment. And I called them up, and I was like, look, I just got a job. I get paid in 2 weeks. So, like, can I pay you in like 2 weeks and 3 days? Or actually, I think it was like 4 weeks or something like that. And they were like, yeah, no problem. They're like, we'll just extend your payment. Actually, they extended my payment due. And then I called them before the payment was due, or the payment due was due. And I was like, look, I have another 2 weeks before I get paid. Like, I don't, like, they hold your first 2 weeks pay and blah, 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 like, whatever. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And they extended it again. And then as soon as I got my money, I called them up and was like, yo, take my payment. And they were like, happily. And like, we were back on track. I was like, my card is valid now. Just go ahead, auto pay. And they did. And then I lost my job again, or a different time. Actually, I quit my job. But I called them up and I was like, dude, like, I'm going back to work. I can pay my bill, but I need like 2 weeks. And they're like, 2 weeks? Okay, we'll give you 2 weeks from today. And I was like, yeah, I mean, like, today's like a Saturday, so I'm not going to be able to cash my check. And, like, well, I don't even get paid on a fucking Saturday. And then the next day, Sunday, banks aren't open. So I'd at least need another couple. And they were like, no. But it's cheap as fuck. Like, I'm sure since then I've had a higher charge. Because I never did before, but lately mine's just, my new phone came auto set up to like just go ahead and find the 5G network whenever I wasn't in a wireless network. And I was like, whatever, man. Like, I'd rather my fucking music play when I'm driving to work. For that one song that it would have missed. But they like really haven't sent me a total. They just say my bill's paid. But before, the highest bill I ever had, which is hilarious because I always hear these people that are like paying $150 for their fucking phone a month. Like the highest I ever had was that I know of. There could have been another one in there. But that's when I went out of the country and I was using text, phone, and data out of the country. And that was only 1 week of that month. And then the other 3 weeks, I was in the country doing the exact same thing. And my bill was only $25. It was like 25 something. And like 13 or $15 of that was all federal fees. Like it wasn't even the phone service. So it was like literally like $15 or $10. But that's what solidified it with me. And I've had, no, I guess I haven't had that many phone companies. I had Sprint PCS was my first one. And then when I moved here, it was AT&T and then AT&T and then AT&T and then AT&T. And even after I got away from my work phone, I got an AT&T. And then after that, I went to yeah, I was with AT&T. And then I was with T-Mobile for, I'm not even joking, less than 10 minutes. Because I went with Cricket, but to get all the discounts that I would get with Cricket, I couldn't come from AT&T. I had to come from a different carrier, such as T-Mobile. So I had to transfer over to T-Mobile, and they were like, okay, you're all set. Like, we'll start billing you. And I was like, okay. And like, I got on the phone with Cricket, and I was just like, yo, I'm with T-Mobile now. Like, I would like all these discounts. And they were just like, sure thing. And like, I think it was like the first 3 months of all usage was free. Like there was like a blah, blah, blah. Like there was all kind of like crazy, weird shit that they were doing. And I got them. But then I was with T-Mobile. Yeah. And whenever that ran out, that's when I went with Ting. And I've been with Ting ever since. But they're the fucking shit, man. I'm sure it's the same with like most other phone carriers, but the only thing that annoys me about them is when you call up, like the call center type thing, it's always foreigners. And it doesn't annoy me because like, oh, it should be America, you know, like that kind of thing. I just have a hard time hearing. And like a lot of the times, like half of the conversation is me going, wait, can you say that again? Like, cause I can't decipher what the fuck they're saying, especially if like we're on one topic and they switch to a different topic. because I'm expecting everything to be on topic A, and now they switch to topic B, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what? I can't follow, because like the accent throws me off, and like my mind trying to comprehend what people are saying throws me off. I do the same thing with Americans though too. Like my grandpa used to yell at me all the time because I would always just be like, "What?" Like after somebody would say something, I'd be like, "What?" Because it didn't register in my brain. It took like a second or two. Because like by the time I was done saying what, I would just be like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and like continue with the conversation because now it actually made it to my brain. It was like a delay or something. Like whenever, like when I was talking about my internet was being delayed yesterday. It's like that kind of thing. Like it'll get there. It's just not going to get there like immediately, like you would expect. And my grandpa used to yell at me about that all the time. You heard me. He would say that all the fucking time. That was not the grandfather that gave everybody a nickname, because if he was, he probably would have called me, you heard me. Like he was always saying that to me. And yeah, I guess so. I was going to say this, but then I was like, wait, maybe I'm incorrect about this, and maybe it came later, or whatever. No, I'm pretty sure that was the direct influence was my grandfather always saying, "You heard me," because I was saying what, because I like it, the message didn't get to my brain. Is why I'll like in a conversation, I won't respond right away because I'm like trying to let it get to my brain. Like, and there's also like the what would you call it? I'm going to say the doubting process, but I don't want to call it a paranoia, but we'll just call it the doubting process of what you're going to say back. Like, well, wait. If I say it like this, is that like, what if they, they're not going to take it like this, right? Like that kind of thing. But I don't know. I guess that's where that came from. Never thought about that before. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that would be pretty cool. I don't want to say age old, but the question that people have been asking for many, many years, like if you could go back in time and like have a beer with one historical character, I think I'd want to go back and like hang out with my grandpa when he was like 22. Or, well, he went to the Korean War when he was 15 or 16. He faked or whatever. He lied about his age and got into the Air Force like before he was 18. I don't remember exactly what age, but he ran away from home and went to the Air Force and went to Korea. And he wasn't like a soldier. He was a mechanic. So like he was just like in Korea, but he was like on base, like fixing airplanes and fixing cars and shit like that. Um, but like whenever he got back from that, that would be one that I would want to fucking have a beer with. And then like when he's like 33, 35, that would be another one. And then like 45. I think that would be like my three picks. And it's mainly because like I hung out with my grandparents, these grandparents, a lot. They were my mom's parents. They lived like, call it an hour away from where my parents lived. Like maybe you could get there in 45 minutes. Sometimes it might take you an hour and 20 minutes, but like call it an hour. And like I ended up like hanging out with them all the fucking time. like they would be going on vacation to go see my aunt and uncle, my mom's sister and her husband, and like me and my sister would just go on vacation with them, like that kind of shit. Like we were just always around my grandparents, and my grandpa loved his fucking beer. I don't think I've ever seen him do a shot. Like for some reason, I swear I've seen him do a shot. But I don't know if that's just my mind making that up. I do remember he always put salt and pepper in his old Milwaukee. It was always old Milwaukee. And like when he was at the bar, he would put salt and pepper in there. And I was always like, why do you put salt and pepper in there? And he's like, it enhances the flavor. I'm pretty sure I tried it one night and I was like, yeah, I don't think that enhances the flavor at all. But I've been at the bar with him like so many fucking times because my grandma would drive all the way down to my parents' house and hang out for the day. And then I would leave with my grandma and go back to her house. So we would go all the way back, get on the turnpike, we'd take the highway, and then we'd get on the turnpike, drive the fucking turnpike, get off the exit, and then get on another fucking highway. And on that highway, before we got to the turnoff that would lead us to her house, there was a bar on the side of the road. I can't remember I can picture it in my mind right now. But I can't, it was like something about like Rocky Ridge or Rocky Mount or Mountain Inn or Mountain something. It had something to do with like a mountain. It was like really no mountain there. So I don't really understand there was a big hill, but like it wasn't a fucking mountain. But whatever. My grandpa was always there. Like he would get off work and then get off because he would take the turnpike too, and he would get off at the turnpike, and it was literally just like a mile and a half up the road, and there's this bar, and you go another like mile and a half up the road, and you make a right, hit a country road, and it's like literally like a 1-lane road. Like when there's another car coming, you got to like pull off the road and hope you don't get stuck kind of fucking road. But it was paved. Well, I don't know about way back then, but it was paved later. I know that for sure. And turned into a 2-lane road. So you could actually have 2 cars going by at the same time. But you take that sucker like 3, 4, 5 miles, you hit a cross, a 4-way, go through that and 2 houses on the left, and that was their house. So they were like real close to the bar. And if you were at that 4-way and you made a right, you went all the way down there, probably like 2 miles or something like that, there was like a dirt road. You take that dirt road, and that took you to the gun club where they serve beer too. My grandpa was always there too. So I was always like somewhere where my grandpa was drinking beer. But that's why I'd like to see what he would be like if you could go back in time, like me now, going back in time and like talking to him then. Because I'd just like to see like if everything I thought was true. I think it was. I was a kid. I was pretty dumb. I remember he used to, like, when he wasn't working or he wasn't at the bar, and like he also loved like Sundays, whatever day it's on, he would sit there and watch NASCAR, like the entire race. And I'm pretty sure they're like 4 hours long or 5 hours long, something like that. Because as a kid, I'd be there and I'd be like, yeah, like, can I watch something, what Nickelodeon or, whatever. And my grandpa would be like, no, we're watching the race. They only had one TV, like most families. So like you were just stuck watching NASCAR, which probably is why I don't like NASCAR. I'm opening up about it now, though. Like, I'm more open about it now because now I like respect the cars, and now I see the strategy of the driving and shit like that because I've been seeing other people talk about it, I guess. Um, but it sounds like super difficult. So it's not like you just go out there and like hit the right hand pedal as hard as you can and just like fucking, get in front of everybody and win the race kind of thing. Like there's like whole tactics and shit. I don't know. That's the impression I get. That's kind of why I want to get into it. Well, not into it. Just watch a few races. I don't think I could watch, like, I don't even know if I could watch an entire race. That would be kind of boring. And like, I don't know, say hockey. Like, I missed it. I looked it up. Like, are the Jets gonna play tonight? And they were like, they just already played and they won 7-0. I'm like, holy shit, man, that's an awesome win. Like, fuck, man, that sucks. I was gonna say what the hell I was watching all day, but oh yeah, I watched a shitload of fucking dog and pit bull videos, like where a pit bull gets rescued and like they found it living behind a dumpster, and like they're showing its first bath and stuff, and literally like the water looks like chocolate milk coming off the fucking dog. But then they like get it all dolled up and everything, and then the dog like finds its forever home. And oh man, tugging at your heartstrings. I was gonna call them heart cords. Heartstrings. I think that's the right way. There was a bunch of them that I just had to like pass up. Where it was like they showed the picture of the dog and it was all neglected, like skin and bones, and I'm like, oh, I can't watch that shit, man. But my favorite was there was well, I watched a bunch of them. Um, apparently, so like if a dog is given up or caught and nobody claims it, whatever, it goes to like the pound or whatever. And from the pound, they have a service where they will get like foster. They call it, I guess they call it fostering, and they like foster out the dog to a family, a group of people, a person, that kind of shit. And the dog goes to live with them for a little bit. That way, I guess it's not occupying the pound. That way, they have more room. And like, there was a bunch of stories where the people fostered the dog, and they were like, "Yeah, we can't give him back. Like, he's part of our family now." I thought those were pretty cool because one was this big, fat fucking pit bull. He wasn't fat; he was just like muscular, like huge. Like he had a hard time, like when he would jump up, like actually, like there was a windowsill, and he goes to jump up on the windowsill, and the weight of him can't hold himself when he gets up on the windowsill, so he has to drop back down to the floor, like that kind of shit. That's why I call him Big Fat Fucker. But it was fucking cute. Oh right, I gotta do shit. And I get the controller. But yeah, it was pretty cute. There's a bunch of cute videos like that. There was one that was just like a compilation of like dogs doing funny shit. Oh yeah. Yeah, there was another one. It was like the Asher House, but it was like in, I guess, Australia. The guy had an Australian accent, and I think it was called the Farm, and he was fostering two pit bulls. They're brothers that were found, I think, in the woods. They were found somewhere, and so he was going to foster them, and ended up keeping them. But like, it was funny. They were like brothers, but they were like absolutely completely different. Like one was outgoing and everything, the other one was reserved. Like the one like had like stamina, like it would just go. It would like they would go like he would hop in his like side by side and drive, and all the dogs would be running beside him and shit. And like he was always last dog standing because he would go until he was exhausted. What the hell was his name? Copper? Can't remember what his name was. I don't remember what the brother's name was either. But it was pretty cute. All right. Let's see what I can do here. More importantly, we should be taking bets. I should get a stopwatch going, see how long it takes for a game to start. Hey. Well, nice. Ah. I saw a sniper up there. What the fuck? That was some badass shooting. And I don't mean that in a good way. Nah. I hit him a bunch. Oh, a couple of them. Oh, shit. Ah. Ah, fuck. Oh, bitch. Go whammy. Shit. It's the kind of building where you're going to end up parachuting off of the damn thing. Okay, parachute didn't deploy, but okay. Yeah, I guess that. Holy shit. Oh, what the piss. Hmm. Oh, what the fuck? Tank. Good. There it is. I'm just going to kind of let those tanks do their thing over there. At least I didn't finish last. Let's switch that. Yeah. All right, let me see if I can finish that. It seems relatively easy. One marksman, one throwing knife, and 3 Avenger. I don't know, 3 Avenger might take a while. I think I could get the throwing knife and a marksman in one. Maybe. I don't know. Find out. This will be fun. Oh well, let's see. Ah, I hit him. I think he's already dead, though. Get out of my way. Boom! There it was. I should have used my damn knife. Ah. I hit the button. It didn't do it. Ah. That was way off. Bam. There's one. Does that mean I got my knife back? Oh, well, I forgot. Ah. Did I get those two? Oh, I got one? Okay. these big scale ones. I'm looking for. How many throwing knife deaths did I cause in that last one? 3. The last one was like, I would have thought it would be like a long shot. Oh man, if you're American, well, from the United States. Oh right, shit, that sucks. Yeah, today is the 13th, and it's 11:13 p.m. So in 47 minutes, it'll be April 14th, and you got till the 15th to file your taxes. Luckily, mine are already done. Have been done. I already went through like all the emails that you get, like your tax return has been submitted. Your tax return has been what do they call it? Affirmed, approved, approved. And then there's like another one, like the tax process has begun or some shit like that. Which is funny because if I remember correctly from previous years, they don't give me an email saying that it was done. They don't give me an email saying you're going to get this amount of money. They just like make you aware of it like at the beginning, which is like probably the most stressful part anyway. Like, did they get it? Like, are they going to come back at me like on April 18th and be like, we never got your IRS return or your tax return? All right, let's go back to this shit. Yeah. Just thinking, should I use the semi-automatic or the bolt action for the sniper? So I have both of them. Because the bolt action should be more accurate. But the semi is kind of more fun. You just keep on pulling the trigger. Whoa, Jesus. That's probably what those guys were saying too. I thought that was the way you can go. Oh, shit. There's a freaking door. Oh, that was a window. Yeah, there's guys that way. Oh, shit. Ah, lame. I was on a roll there. Ah. Oh. And then he just blew up. Yeah, that's my guy. Whoa, shit. That was that fuck, wasn't it? Whoa. Lincoln's box seats. Oh, look at that. I was in fourth. That's pretty cool. Oh. Can't believe I stacked so much shit in the fridge. That might be an idea. I was about to say something about leftovers, and then I was just thinking, like, I have mac and cheese leftovers. I wonder what that would be like on a sausage. On, technically, they're a potato roll. But they don't look like the good potato rolls. But it just so happened the day I was going to buy them, or I did buy those ones, the good potato rolls were like completely sold out. Everything potato roll. The burger buns, the hot dog buns, which they call long rolls, the sliders, the like every single thing that they had. All like there was like an entire like part of the shelf that was like no product at all because they were all gone. Which could have been everybody wanted to have a burger or a hot dog or whatever. It could be that, or it could have been they hit their expiration date and they just got to like all come off the shelf. So there's also that too. Damn sleep. I still got a few yogurts in there. Oh yeah. I was gonna buy some Jello, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I got one more left in there. And then today, I like completely took everything out of the fridge, moved it all around, so that things would fit without the door like being propped open a little bit. I wanted to like make the seal work, and which when you have an obstruction, like it doesn't matter if you have a case of beer to try to like force it shut, it's not going to go shut. Um, but I completely rearranged the entire fucking thing, and as I'm going through, I was like, holy shit, I got two Jellos. I still got, I guess, 5 apple sauces, the big cups. Oh, I still didn't try that stupid tea. Hmm. Guess I didn't. Um, yeah, but I love having shit like that you can not have to refrigerate, but are good when they're refrigerated. You just gotta like know like a day ahead of time. I think I'm gonna want to eat some Jello tomorrow. You just throw one in the fridge. You have it from work the next day. You're like, oh man, my Jello. What else? Oh yeah. I bought coleslaw. It was on sale, which means it'll go out of date. I think it was April 20th. We still got another week until it's out of date, which means it can't be sold. It still has a life expectancy, I guess, after that for however long until it starts smelling funny, I guess. But mine will be gone way before that actually happens. But I bought it because I was like, because I keep eating these stupid fucking sausages. Because, I don't know, they're really convenient and they're pretty fucking good. The jalapeno and cheddar ones. And I keep trying like different ingredients, or I guess toppings, to try to like, well, years ago I tried to make the perfect hot dog. I'm not doing that this time. I'm just trying to find different variations of hot dogs that are good. Well, it's not even, it's technically a sausage, but whatever. I call them hot dogs. They're just bigger hot dogs. And, but I bought the coleslaw because I was like, how about that shit? Like maybe some, because I like mayo and ketchup on my hot dog. Fucking weird. I've never heard of anybody that likes that, but I don't know. I'm not even a mayo fan, but I like it. And, but then I was like, fuck it, like put some coleslaw on top of it. You know, like you would do with relish or, you know, whatever. And I've had that coleslaw for like 3 days and I have not once, I haven't even opened the damn thing. And I've probably had 4 sausages. Okay. All right. This one can try again. Okay. I thought I was reading that right. It says get 1 operator headshots with marksman rifles. One operator headshots, plural. With marksman rifles. I guess that could be like, there's a bunch of them over there. Like, get a headshot with one of them. At least the one, yeah, with the knife. At least that one has like the apostrophe, or the. It's not apostrophe. It's not a parentheses. What is it? An ellipsis? Or is that the other thing? But whatever. It's got the S in the little like bracket thingies to say get 1 operator kill or kills. If it would be like 5. That's the way you do it. Let me say that because my mom was an English teacher. When we were growing up, we were not allowed to say the word ain't because it wasn't a word. And it kind of went downhill for my mom. Because we would always go to church, and there was this other family that would go to church, and like no, I don't think the dad did anything, but the mom like would sit in the nursery. She might have been in the choir or something like that, but she would also do sign language because her son was deaf, and the deaf son was like a couple years younger than me, and then her other son I think was my age, or maybe he was like a half a year older or something like that. But he was like the non-deaf kid, the one that was my age, was like certified genius. Like he was fucking crazy smart. What was going on? Fuck, I hate when that happens. It got off point and like all of a sudden like 20 new stories came flooding in my head. I know none of those are what I was talking about. Oh, so Ben, that was his name, informed all of us because he was like really smart. But I mean, this isn't a smart thing that he did. It was just kind of logical. But like we're talking the 80s, like the mid 80s. And he pulled out a fucking dictionary and looked up the word ain't, and it was in the dictionary. And like we're all like taking it around to our parents, like, what's up with this? Like, you said ain't isn't a word because it's not in the dictionary, but here it is right here. And like they didn't have anything to say about it. And like next thing you know, like all these like, suburban white kids were saying ain't. At least the ones that went to our church. Yeah, now that I think about it, because of that church, I met a bunch of different fucking, I guess, characters. Best way to put it. All right. Yeah, I remember, like, through that church, there was like I don't know, like a pastor exchange student fucking thing. And our church got one from Thailand. Boon Song. I still remember his name. And he just came and he was just there for like a whole year or something like that. It might have been longer than a year. It might have been less than a year. I don't know. I was a kid. And I remember like whenever he was leaving to go back to his home country, I guess we put on a picnic for him, but like he made it all Thai. So I guess I have had Thai food then. But like instead of have like, oh, we'll bring fried chicken, he's just like bring the chicken to me and like, well, I'll make it up, like Thai do. And he just made up like a whole pile of shit. I just remember there was like so much fucking food. Yeah, whatever. Never mind. We'll talk about the rest of the shit. Damn. All right. Let me take a piss real quickly. I'll be right back. Just to prove it, I'll leave my cigarette right there. That'll work. Aye. All right. Oh, an hour and 5 minutes to resets. What? No, biatch. I was doing so good. Random couch. Ah. I was trying to shoot. Maybe next time, kiddo. And went straight on. Boom, birch. Ah. Whoops. Where's this goddamn plant? Now what's that fucker? Oh, what in the hell? Let's shot that guy in the head. Jeez. What? Four. Oh. Oh. They're behind that fucking sign. I think I'm close to that, aren't I? There's a third. Okay. got ammo. Just in time to be shot. Ninth place. 21 deaths with a .43. Yeah, let me try that other loadout. It's about to call it a combo. I think I'm at the drive-thru at Wendy's. I think combo number 7. I don't even know what that one is. I don't think I've ever, well, not ever, but like as in like the last decade. Well, actually, probably 15 years. I don't think, or no. No, I did once. Get a combo meal from Wendy's. Because normally I'm just, well, no. I guess, wait, what do they call it? It's not a combo meal. It's a biggie bag. It's like a combo meal, but they give you chicken nuggets, fries, a drink, and whatever kind of sandwich that you order. But they're actual like 1, 2, whatever, 8, I think, combos. I used to get the damn spicy chicken combo. It wasn't hot. It just had like a weird like vinegar tang to it. Well, vinegar and like chili powder. Which was the last combo that I got there. That was the day I got my truck registered yet again. And I had to drive all the way, like 30 fucking miles, just to get to the DMV. And I took care of that. And I was supposed to be back in time to make it to work. And I messaged my boss. I was like, I'm going to be late. Like, she already knew what I was doing because I told her. And I was like, I should be on time. But just in case, you know, I'm just letting you know what's going on in the morning. Because you can only go there so early. And then you got to make it all the way back. And there's traffic and all that shit. Well, it's like 30 miles. It's not 30 minutes. Because it could be an hour and a half. Like around here, like traffic time is like fucking crazy because there's pretty much, for the most part, there's only one road. Like even out like the main strip, we got the highway, and then there's the beach road. Like the highway is what, 50 mile an hour, and then the beach road is 35 mile an hour. It's a 2-lane, and then the highway is a 4-lane with a turning lane in the center. But even so, like, they get clogged up so fucking quick. People on the beach road, like, you think, like, oh, I'll get off the highway, I'll just hit the beach road. Well, yeah, there's like a bunch of tourists on the beach road, and they're like looking at the ocean and shit like that, and like driving really, really fucking slow, so you don't get anywhere. If I had time and money to waste, I would make a video about the traffic around here because it's fucking crazy. Make a trip to Kerala. Oh my god, man! On a weekend in July. You will not make it up there within 5 hours. And it's only like 20, 25 miles. So what am I doing? Oh, right. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, how the hell do I have a fucking rocket or a grenade launcher? So I thought, follow this guy. He seems to know what he's doing. See him jump like that? Oh, it's probably our guys. I'm sick of this game. Oh shit. This is so much more straight. I can't aim, but you know, this is more straight. What's down there? Little fucker. shit. There's a yelly guy again. Oh, Julie's. Green. Ah, that's on a roll. There. I gotta get out with that. That didn't go right. Jesus, man. Yeah. Ears getting all sweaty. Damn it! There you go. Okay. Only that 9 times? It seems unusually low. Okay. Is that challenge? Anything left in this sucker? Yeah. Let me. Oh no, it's just open. Oh, that shit cracks me up. I have everything in the fridge stacked perfectly, except for the very top. Well, I mean, it's so small, there's only one main stack. And then there's stacks of, like, I don't know, little jello cups and little cups of, like, macaroni salad. And, well, bigger cups of jello, or yogurt. But the top of the main stack is, like, so off center, or off, well, I guess it's off center. And, like, I have, like, I have this stack of shit. It's like chicken and then shrimp and then leftover macaroni and cheese, and then it's like the coleslaw that I still haven't opened, and then it's the sausages. Damn, I thought there was something else on top of that. I guess not. But I guess like the eggs. And like I took like a 12-pack egg carton, and like right where in between like 3 and 3, like right in dead center, I just cut that sucker. They fit in the mini fridge like pretty easy that way. And there's one of them in there. But between all that shit, like stacked up that high, like they're like lopsided. So like I put 2 beers on top of it, and that works fine. And then I could put one more in between those 2 beers on top, and that's fine. But if it feels like it, it's just going to slide right out of the fucking fridge every time you open the fridge, which is kind of funny. So that becomes that I'm not going to drink that beer. That one that's always shook up. It would have been funny if I'd have confused this one with the other one. 20 minutes, 18 seconds. Yeah. That one was not very fucking cold. That's pretty disappointing. I don't like the configuration that I've got going on. Beers do not get cold at all. So if I took it from going this way in the back and back to the original way, that way on the side, I would have to take the Tupperware container and cut off the little lips that they would call handles. And then it would probably actually let the fridge door close then. Give me room on the side, because I like having my beer in the back, all the way in the back by the, isn't it called the condenser? I don't know. I've never been that big with my HVAC terms. Didn't like it. And I don't know. Plumbing seemed difficult to me until I started doing it. Electrical seemed like really difficult until Chris gave me a comparison and I was doing it. Pool seemed difficult until I started doing it. Like construction seemed difficult until I started doing it. But when it comes to HVAC, I don't know, man. There's too much shit. You gotta know which gas you're using. You gotta know, like, if it's at this temperature, it should be at this pressure on the high side. It should be at this pressure on the low side. I don't know. It was just a lot of, like, I'd love to say it was a lot of math, because that just kind of blows it off. And most people were like, yeah, fuck math. Like, that shit sucks. But I love math. Like, I like math so much that, like, when I'm at the grocery store and the person in front of me is paying with cash and it'll be like $117.43. And I'm automatically going like $247. Like, because they gave 120. Like, I'm always like, I that's one of my favorite games in the world. Like, can I come up with the answer before the screen says it? And I don't want to say I'm 100%, but I'm up there favorably. I never like kept track of my stats or anything like that, but it was just one of those games I always thought was fun because I love math, which my mom was a fucking math teacher. Surprise, surprise. She wasn't a history teacher. I love history, but like I failed like every single history class that I took. Civics, like all that shit, man. American history. But that was that's weird. I was gonna say that's because all they wanted was a bunch of dates. And that is weird because that's how I keep track of things. So, like, it just passed 24 years, baby. That's way longer. So, I moved here on April 10th, 2000. I was here for Y2K. I don't know. I guess I was here December 30th, 31st, 1st, and went home the 2nd, maybe? Something like that. I don't know. It was a short vacation. But I was here at the very, very beginning of the year on vacation. And my cousin called me and was like, do you want to come down and get a maintenance job, like replacing light bulbs and air filters? And, like, making way more money than you were making, like, where you're at right now, living at the beach. And I was like, fuck yeah. So, like, I literally, like, put in my, I put in my 1 week notice. And I had 2 weeks. So I worked one more week at my job. And then I had 1 week off, which we partied our ass off. And then I fucking packed all my shit up and moved here. And I've been here ever since, which I've lived here now. Well, as of a couple years ago. But I've lived in North Carolina longer than I lived in Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania 21 years. Well, 21 and a half years. But in North Carolina, I've lived here 24 years and 4 days. Or we'll call it 3 days because this is early morning Sunday. so fucking warm. It's something to think about. Like how your life would have been different if you didn't move. Because a lot of the people I was hanging out with either died, got killed, went to jail for a long time, or I guess just faded away from, I don't know if you would call it the gang. Or like my buddy Dan just ended up knocking up a bunch of different girls and having a whole shitload of fucking kids. Dan. Ugh. That dude was fucking hilarious. I remember back in the day, like way back in the day, like 96, 97. Whoa, I sound like a Drake song. Like Jordan 96, 97. I mean, whoa. But yeah, I was out of school. Well, actually, yeah, it must have been like 97 then. Because I think I quit college in like what, the springtime. I didn't really quit. I just stopped going. But I was paying for it. So like I was only wasting my own money. I just knew it wasn't for me. But I remember we both worked at the same restaurant. That's how I met him. Because he lived in a different school district than me. And I don't know. We were both like really bad influences on each other. And I remember like for a long time, oh my God, that's the fucking night we went out on a 6-wheeler. It was like a quad, but it had 6 wheels. And like me and him went out in a blizzard. Like we were just having a blizzard. Like they had whatever, what do they call it when they shut down the fucking roads? Not national emergency, state of emergency. And they like shut down every single fucking road. Like you were not allowed to be out on the road with a vehicle. And we were out on this fucking 6-wheeler. We went like all the way out to my buddy Lee's house, like way the fuck away. Like we went so fucking far that we ran out of gas. When we got there, we were getting ready to leave. We fired it up and like pulled out of his driveway and ran out of gas. And we had to get him to give us some fucking gas so that we could actually make it back to where we were going. We went all the way back, actually, to this strip of fucking, this one road in this fucking podunk fucking town. I don't think it's in there right now. But at one time, it was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most amount of bars in a quarter-mile stretch. It was pretty much every single, it was like like a fucking, like a city block looking thing. And like every single business was a bar. And it made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. It's in it's not Hermione, but it's right next to Hermione, Pennsylvania. I can't remember what the fuck they called it. It's right outside of Hermione. Not that Hermione is any bigger. Hermione is like, I don't know. There's probably like 100 people that live in Hermione. Like, it's all farmlands and shit. But we made it to this row of fucking bars, and we went there and parked, and we were both underage. And I remember we went into the bar, and I'm pretty sure we got served, not because we were just in the bar and asked to be served. We went in there because his mom's boyfriend was there, who had a turbocharged Firebird or Thunderbird. I don't know. It was like an 80s Thunderbird or Firebird, but it was turbocharged. And I had no idea what the fuck that meant at the time. But now looking back, I'm like, damn, that must have been a fucking badass fucking car. I remember like everybody talking about how fast it was and shit like that. But I never, like, I didn't even know what a fucking turbo was back then. But I remember we drove this 6-wheeler all the way there, like met up with that dude. And somehow, like, we ended up with beers. Because, like, all night long, we were drinking beer. Like, we went to Lee's house, and he's like, hey, man, you want some beer? And we're drinking some fucking beer over there. We leave there, we go to the bar, we're drinking beer. Like, we were drinking beer when we got the fucking 6-wheeler before we even started. Because we're like, actually, I think we were doing some shots. Because we were like, oh, it's going to be fucking cold, you know? Like, we got a blizzard going on. It's like 20 degrees or like 10 degrees or some shit like that. And, like, that was the bad part was it, like, it snowed a bunch, but then, like, it warmed up and it melted everything. And then it got really fucking cold and became ice. And then it snowed on top of that. And that was the problem. Like, that's why they shut down the roads, because there was just like a whole layer of ice under the fucking snow that was there. So if you're lucky, you compact the fucking snow and you're driving on the snow, not the fucking ice. But yeah, I remember a couple times there was like cars that were like coming right up on us. We thought it was the fucking cops and shit. We ended up outrunning them, so we didn't know if they were actually the cops or if we were just being paranoid, but still, kind of funny. That's like, oh man, I haven't thought about that in a long time. We used to have these back roads like all over the fucking place. Like you could get to anywhere by taking back roads. I learned them from my dad because he grew up there. Actually, he was born like 3 hours north, but he ended like his parents, mom and stepdad ended up like buying a house close to where my parents' house is. So he knew all the back roads and shit like that. So growing up, he was always taking the back roads. Like if I like get a ride with somebody else's parent, they would be like taking the main roads like all the way out and then like all the way over and all the way back when they could have took a side road like right across and saved like 15 minutes. And like I'd even point it out to them and they're like, no, I don't know that road. Like we'll just go the route that I know. But my dad, like he knew all the fucking back roads. So we knew all the back roads because of me. Like I'd be like, no, follow me, man. Like we'll go down here. Like look, and then it loops around here and comes back over here, and boom, we're right back where we started. Like, you know, that kind of shit. And there was this one road. It was like, well, actually, no, there where my dad grew up, there was one of these as well. It was 3 roads, all parallel to each other. And then like they went for like a long distance. And then there were side roads that came through and cut all 3 roads. So you could go over and then like go down to the middle street and go down a couple things and then go down to the bottom street and go over. Like you could do that kind of shit. Well, there was another one back in the middle of fucking nowhere. And this is where we would go and we would just like turn off our lights, pull over on the side of the road. And like, in my case, put the emergency brake on because I had a 5-speed. I never had to hit the brakes. Like I could just like drop the fucking emergency brake and like put the clutch in, put it in the first gear, and start going without having my lights like at all in case anybody shows up. And but we would do this shit all the time. There was another one that I talked about a while ago that was way up on the top of a hill above a farm. That one was fucking, that was the best one. I get so many pictures up there. But the one I'm talking about, we were out there and like, it was nothing. That sounded stupid. It was not uncommon for us to like, it wasn't even paranoia. It was just to like mix shit up. You'd start out on the bottom road and you would just go a couple roads and just hit the side street and go up to the middle road and drive down the middle road for a couple streets. And then you hit the side street and go to the top road and like, just keep like weaving in and out like that. And I remember one night, like there was like some headlights that were like hauling ass coming after us. And I was like, oh shit, man, I'm pretty sure that's the cops. And I started doing that where I was just like going up to the middle road, going up to the top road, coming back to the middle road, nobody's there, going to the bottom road, you know, like that kind of shit. And like I quote, outrun the cops. I never, like, they didn't have lights on or anything like that, but it was someone with their headlights on. They were coming hauling at us. So. All right. Let me hit the bathroom one more time. All right. Yeah, that was one thing. Well, we got them here, just not where I live. That's one thing I miss was like the tons of amounts of back roads that you could drive. Like around here, like I said, it's like one road in, one road out. And like literally from where I'm at right now, if there was a hurricane coming, I can go north to the bridge. I could go south to the bridge. Or I could go south to the ferry to go across. No, then I'm screwed because there's nothing from Ocracoke. So yeah, I got 2 ways out of here. That bridge or this bridge? But I miss that, like, back in the day, because it took me 2 different roads. My road, which was like a 35-mile-an-hour road, which was kind of, I guess that would be fair. But everybody did 50 on it, because it was kind of like a major road. It wasn't like a highway. Well, no, it wasn't a highway, but it was like a minor highway kind of thing. But it led to the highway. So to get to work, all I had to do was like go out of my driveway, hit my road in front of my house, drive it until the end where it hit the highway, make a right, go down the highway, and then my work would be on the left. But if I wanted to, I could pull out of my driveway and make a left, like I was doing the same thing. I could make a right, and I could take like 37 different back roads just to make it to my work. It was so fucking cool. Especially because I was working at a restaurant. So it was one of those things where you're like, especially like I would have friends like get dropped off at my house and shit that were working with me. And they'd be like, hey man, you want to get high before work? And I'd be like, fuck yeah. Or I would have shit or, stuff like that. But we would end up getting high. And that's where the going on the back roads like worked really good. They were like slow roads. We just leave extra early so that we could like get high. And not only that, but we would get there early to work. And it would be like fucking with people in the parking lot and shit like that. I remember this one time, like, there was this giant fucking pad of concrete around the restaurant for parking. And there was like a whole shitload of parking. And then off of the concrete pad, there used to be a farmer's market, but they closed down. Nobody was using it. So we were just using it for like employee parking. So all the employees would park in the gravel area. And all the guests would park like in the concrete area. Well, I always parked right there, like first spot, off of the concrete or off of the pavement, I guess, technically. And it wasn't like my spot. Like I wasn't like committed to it or anything like that. But my one buddy who, I don't know, we had like a crazy fucking history, but like we would always fuck with each other. And one day he decided he was going to go ahead and park his fucking vehicle right there where I always parked. Like, I don't know, for years I parked in the exact same spot. Like nobody really wanted it. They wanted, like actually a bunch of people would park on the concrete. That's what it was. So everybody else was trying to get a spot on the concrete. And I was like, fuck that, man. I'll park right here in the fucking gravel. First spot, though. And it wasn't first spot. It was like first spot to the dumpster. Like, it wasn't like it was like an ideal spot. It was also like when we come out of the back door, when we're done, like it would be like a straight shot right from my truck. And I could be the fuck out of there. And, my buddy, he had this stupid fucking K-car convertible. This is the same guy that I talked about, Team 10, where he was this little tiny fucking skinny ass fucking white guy. And he was always like talking with these big fat fucking girls. And we called him Team 10 because, little tiny skinny guy, big fat girl. And this one girl that we worked with, she had a K-car convertible, and he was like stoked. Like he was flirting with her so that he could like not have sex with her, but so he could drive her fucking car. He just wanted it. He was obsessed with fucking Chrysler. And so I remember he ended up driving that thing like so many fucking times, borrowing her car and all this shit. But then he would borrow her car and like do an oil change and like replace the brakes in exchange, kind of thing. And then he finally bought one of his own, and he ended up parking in my fucking parking spot. And I pull in, and he's there with like a bunch of other people all standing around laughing their asses off. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just like pull around and back right up to his fucking car, get out, and I like pull out my fucking chains out of the back of my fucking truck, and I hook it up to his axle, and I hook it up to my fucking truck. And I just drug his fucking car across the fucking parking lot. And like I unhooked my fucking chains, threw them in the back of my truck, and drove back and parked in my parking spot. And then I was laughing at him. But yeah, that was funny. Everybody fucking loved that shit. But it was a restaurant. They enjoyed when anybody got fucked with, like in any manner. Alright, I guess we should do some more. Yeah, let's. Wait, what? Oh, right. Marksman and 2 most recently killed you. Alright, here, let's go back here then. Let's try that over here. But I already got the throwing knife complete. Mm. Arr. The fuck? Ugh. What in the fuck? Oh, okay. That's easy. All right. Finish off these challenges. Holy crap. I have 3 out of 3, not counting a bonus, done within the challenge being live for 12 minutes. Although it did say the throwing knife was already done. I don't know what that was all about. Because I can do that. Alright. Shouldn't be playing too much longer. Headshot secondary. Oh, let me see. Do I have a different one that I can use? So, that's a hand. So, AR. That's too easy. And then, small. That might be more fun. Launcher. Battle shotgun. And shotgun. Would be a little too easy. Well, that one's not all the way up. Let me go with sniper. Vanessa. Right. Oh no, let's try it. What do I need? Two headshots. Not 2 kills, 2 headshots. According to this, I have 35 minutes left to get it done within the first hour. There we go. Challenge time. What the fuck is that? Oh man, doing shitty. Damn it. I was all over. Arg. Arg. Oh. Hey, 1627. What? Hmm. All right. Well, yes, I could go here. That's a shotgun. I was about to say, like, I should probably do like a shotgun or something. That's a shotgun. That fucker is badass. Hmm. Alright, let me grab it. To figure out where the hell the coldest one is. It won't be the ones that I'm thinking of. Okay, duck. Alright, let's just go with marksman. Okay, 20 minutes. Oh shit. We got less than 20 minutes. Somebody's awake. I live there. Damn it. Arg. That should have been at least one. Yet. Oh, well. Maybe next time. Alright, well, I guess that's it. Oops. Hop on out of here. So, I guess I'll see y'all later.